In Module 3, our assignment was to create the work breakdown structure. Should we recognize as work breakdown structure from my sample from the prior module. Again, we are creating a fundraiser, scheduling a party for a fundraiser for the Stockton Public Schools music program. In Module 4, our assignment is to take our WBS and really turn it into the makings of a schedule. And we do that by taking our schedule and starting to add representative data to that schedule. In other words, we're adding our predecessors, which link the schedule from beginning to end in a network, task followed by another task, followed by another task, followed by another task. And as we're able to plot out the succession of tasks in that network, we can then, based upon our estimated work and duration, determine the start and the finish date and our final end date, or when we'll be ready to actually deliver the final product. So let's go into this in a little bit of detail. First of all, from my work breakdown structure, I've broken it out by phases with the constituent activity within phases. In some cases, a subphase with sub-activities or subtasks. I do that for readability and to be able to manage portions of the work as a group. Rather than looking at 67 tasks and trying to retain 67 tasks in my mind, I can look at one block, scheduling the event, or all of the activities around advertising. I've added work effort and duration here. So my work effort is the investment of hours. My duration is the calendar time that task will take. So let's differentiate between work effort and duration. Work effort is the hours that someone will spend. In this particular point, or for this example, reviewing the city sports calendar will be performed by the venue committee, and they will spend 8 hours reviewing the sports calendar to see what activities there are. We estimate that will last a day. In other words, they will spend 8 hours consecutively. It's possible they spend an hour a day for a week, or 2 hours a day, in which case the duration could be a week. We have the start and finish operates off the duration. We can't get to duration until we've calculated the work effort and who is assigned. Now, one thing I want to point out here, I have something called a committee. It's really not good form to have a generic resource. It's much better to have a specific resource so you know exactly what your staffing needs need to be. I'm a little bit lazy, so I just put committee. Remember our milestones and deliverables, that was part of Module 3. But as we create our plan here, we can also create a Gantt chart. And the Gantt chart are bars that indicate the work that's happening for each activity against that time frame. So as I scroll down through my project, here are the various bars identifying when things are going to occur. All right? Our assignment also says let's create a network, or assignment requirements rather. Let's also create a network. A network shows the linkage between tasks. So here's my review fundraiser plan. From that, I have solicit volunteers, I break out into committee groups, create volunteer list with assignments, begin planning, etc., etc. As I extend this bar, the network shows the interrelationship of tasks, the dependencies. The advantage here is it shows sequencing of tasks, and it shows where tasks are occurring in parallel. That has been traditionally the weakness of the Gantt chart, is an inability to show that linkage. With the advantages of modern tools like Microsoft Project, we are able to show linkages within Gantt. So if you choose to produce only the Gantt chart, that's fine. I just need to be able to identify how your tasks are linked together. Now let's talk about task linkage a little bit here. Predecessors and successors. For the most part, we use a finish to start relationship. Task 4 is going to finish, task 5 can begin. That's our predecessor here. It assumes finish to start. I'm going to call band parents. Again, one set meeting time and place, I'm able to start calling the band parents, and I'm able to start calling the high school graduates. Could I have done these two tasks in parallel? Absolutely. So this could have been a start. I could have a start-to-start relationship here between band parents and high school graduates, but I'm just choosing a finish-to-start relationship. Look at this one here. I put a lag of 10 days. In other words, task 9 has to complete, and 9 days later is when I will begin task 11. I do the same thing down here with event scheduling. I have to form the volunteer committees, and then 5 days later is when I'm able to review the city sports calendar. Based upon, I'm assuming it's going to take a couple days to get that venue committee together. Okay? Notice something else down here. Here I've got 2 tasks as predecessors. So for advertising, before I can save the date and send out an email blast on save the date, I have to first create my email list, and I also have to put my venue, schedule my venue. I can't say save the date until I know where I'm going to be holding my party and when I'm going to be hosting that party. So I have 2 tasks as predecessors here. And if I were to look at my Gantt chart then for that task, here's where I have the connection. Notice the arrows. I have the connection between the predecessor task of create the email list, that arrow, and the predecessor task of scheduling the venue, which is this arrow. If I were to look at this on the network diagram, then I have scheduled venue, and see that line that comes down here to selecting the caterer and menu, booking the entertainment, and identifying security needs. So I have multiple relationships between these tasks. Okay, I've used Microsoft Project, which makes it much easier for me to do Gantt chart and networks. If you do not have access to a project management software, then feel free, and you're going to have to do this by hand, or you can do it in Excel, and I'll send out an Excel template, and you can shade the lines to indicate your activity bars, and you can also put in arrows to show your relationship. So it's not impossible. You just have to plot the dates and the duration by hand. Okay, hope this has helped you, and let me know if there's anything else I can do to assist you.